Megan. Everyone take a moment to think. How often have you texted while driving? Many Americans practice this dangerous habit. Distracted driving affects the lives of thousands of Americans every year. It has become a rising epidemic on the roads. The fact is, however, behaviors such as texting while driving no longer only affects the driver, but every single car around them. Thousands of people die every year because of distracted driving. One explanation why distracted driving should never occur is because driving requires complete attention. If you add texting to the list of a driver's responsibilities, it becomes impossible to be a safe driver. An article titled, "Frequent Multitaskers Are Bad at It" includes a quote from Professor Strayer who says, "The people who are most likely to multitask harbor the illusion they are better than average at it, when in fact they are no better than average and often worse." Despite these facts, many are continuing this dangerous behavior. The reason texting while driving continues is because it is found to be a learned behavior. Teenagers are often taught how to drive by their parents. Therefore, teenagers mimic the behaviors of their parents, including the dangerous ones, like texting while driving. In the article, "Distracted Driving, Did You Learn It From Your Parents?" states, a new survey found that 61% of teens say that their parents were distracted at least once by their phones while teaching them how to drive. The article continues to elaborate and found that 53% of parents admit to being distracted while teaching their child. The text message that a parent may send inadvertently sends a message to the child that it is acceptable to become distracted behind the wheel. The National Safety Council provides the graph of highway deaths ranging from 2001 to 2016. Over the course of 15 years, 164,607 people have been killed on the highway because of distracted drivers. According to the book, "Talk to You Later, Why Cell Phones and Driving Have Got to Go, an analysis of the dangers of cell phone use while driving," the author includes a study conducted by the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute that found text messaging while driving created a 23.2 times higher risk of a crash or near crash event as compared to a non-distracted driver. Drivers who reason they can effectively drive while texting are mistaken. The fact is, sending a text message takes on average 4.6 seconds, and within that time period, the driver has already driven the length of a football field. Driving under the influence is known to be something a driver should never do. So why not texting? Sending a text delays the driver's reaction time as much or more than if the driver were to drive intoxicated. The Los Angeles DUI experts included an article titled, "Which is More Dangerous, DUI or Driving While Using a Cell Phone?" The article includes a study comparing an intoxicated driver to a distracted driver. However, the results did not have that much difference. The article further states, according to NHTSA, driving while texting is 6 times more dangerous than drunk driving. The solution to distracted driving happens to be an easy one. The next time the phone rings or makes any sound that will attract a driver's attention, ignore it. Wait for an appropriate time to respond. I'm going to ask you to imagine 2 very different scenarios. Scenario A, you hear the phone ding while you're driving and you're itching to respond, so you do. Only you didn't notice the sign that said, "Danger ahead, 50 feet." The next thing you know, you reach that danger. The danger of losing your life or hurting others around you. Scenario B, you hear the phone ding while you're driving. Your first instinct is to pick up that phone, but then you think, what is this text worth? You put that phone back down and ignore that text because the answer is nothing. Texting while driving has killed hundreds of thousands of people. Families grieve and suffer because the driver was careless and impatient. The driver forfeited their safety and the safety of others the second they responded. One might say that texting while driving is sometimes necessary, like when using a GPS on our phones. While that may be true, how much of an inconvenience will it be to pull over? Many modern cars today have a built-in navigation system, but it comes with a catch. An address cannot be entered while the car is in motion. The manufacturer of the car even knows how much of a threat texting while driving poses, so why don't we? Texting while driving, a frequent mistake made by thousands of drivers, has an easy solution. Before you get in the car, try this. Put your phone on silent, or place your phone where you cannot access it while you are driving. I ask you to never text while driving so that you won't have to ask yourself this question. What was that text worth? A life? If your phone buzzes while driving and you have a passenger in the car, allow them to respond for you. Or if you don't, ignore that text message alert, because the fact is, it's not worth it to sacrifice your life to send an emoji, laugh out loud, or any other reply.